Here with Greg Hackett, boxer trainer. What's good, man?
I'm fine, man. Monday, right back to work.
You had a fight this past weekend. How'd it go?
Lost on the cards. They called me Thursday night, weighed in Friday, fought Saturday. It was a rematch. Actually, a guy I had just beat not too long ago. I came in 10 pounds heavier than I was for the last one. I didn't feel bad, but things, of course, shit changed. He made adjustments. He took his time. This fight, I mean, he worked behind his jab a little bit, tried to keep his distance a little more. Good fight. I got knocked down for the second time in my career, 23 fights. Only the second time I ever been knocked down. It was like a flash knockdown. I ain't go out on my back or nothing. Second round, got up, finished the fight, and they gave the decision to him. But I'm cool though.
The first fight, it was a wide decision, right?
Yeah, I got him. Like, one judge had me all arounds and then gave me all arounds, and then the other two judges gave me 3 out of the 4.
You consistently fighting taller dudes. He had you by like 4 or 5 inches.
Yeah.
Why you like fighting taller guys?
It's been like that all my life. It's really not on me. I'm only 5'6" standing up, so I'm only I think only one time I might have fought a guy my size, height-wise, but everybody taller than me, shit. Especially because of the weights I fight. That's why.
What you fighting at now? 168, 174?
No, this last joint was a cruiserweight bout. The last
Cruiserweight?
Yeah.
Damn.
I've been from 47 all the way up to cruiserweight, shit like that. So.
What's the biggest difference between 147 and cruiserweight besides the obvious?
It's just the body. It's just the body mass. Like when you got a guy that big laying on you, you know what I'm saying? That more so wear you out. When you fighting at 47, it's more so the speed that you got to keep up with. You know what I'm saying? So that's just the difference.
How drastic is the skill level? The difference?
It's about the same to me. It's just the speed difference. That's the only thing that get me is like, all right, now I got to be a little quicker. But the skill level, it don't really change too much. You know what I mean?
All right. Which division do you prefer to stay at? Like which weight?
If I could pick 54, I think I'm fast and strong at 54. You know what I mean? I think I can feel my speed and my power at 54.
Can you make it all the way back down?
I could. It just discipline, man. You know how it go. With anything you gotta have discipline. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have the discipline, then it's gonna be hard.
Yeah, but if they keep calling you on short notice, ain't no way you're gonna be able to make it down.
I mean, well, it's my fault for taking it. If I take it, it's on me. But I just love to fight. So, you know what I mean? When they call me with shit, and after negotiating it, if I like how everything sounds, shit, I'm taking it.
You got plans on fighting the guy again?
Yeah, they actually what they trying to do is have us fight one more time. They said a rubber match, August 23rd, I think, back down in Maryland.
What's the contract with?
Probably gonna be like 190, something like that.
Did you watch the fights this past weekend?
I caught clips. I ain't really get to watch none of the fights. You know what I mean, entirely.
What's your thought on the WBC making Canelo the franchise champion?
I'm not surprised. Boxing, what's going on with boxing is like, I'm gonna say it's being pimped out. Boxing is being pimped out, bro. Or they pimping the fighters out because they finding different ways to basically pull money out of a fighter's pocket. Because I don't understand franchise champ. I don't understand what that means. Like, y'all gotta make me understand that. But
at first, I'm thinking it's a super champion, but it's really not. He stays the champion, win or lose, like win or loss. That's crazy.
And I think that has to do with the money behind Canelo. Canelo got a lot of pull. He got a lot of fans, you know what I'm saying? A lot of, like, people really love to see Canelo fight. So, especially because he's Mexican, he got good skills. So, I mean, I don't know. I guess the WBC is a money move for them.
Who you think wins out of him and Charlo if they ever fought?
Canelo got them guys beat, experience-wise. You know what I'm saying? Charlo's, they still figuring out who they are. I mean, Charlo's not there yet. They can fight, but it's still a lot that they missing. So because it's a lot they missing, Canelo, he'll get over on them guys.
I don't think Charlo's going to stay around at 160 for too much longer.
You think he's going to get bigger?
Yeah, it's like I don't know how his brother still makes 154.
Yeah.
But it looked like he's struggling to make 160, kind of like how J-Rock kind of like struggling to make 154.
Yeah.
Like J-Rock's a big dude.
Yeah, he's a big guy, especially for those weight classes. But I don't know, man. Sometimes I think training in that heat, training in that Houston heat, the diets. I mean, they make it happen. It's a sacrifice. But they definitely killing each other. I mean, that would be equivalent to me making 130. Because I'm 5'6", they about almost 6 foot. So, you guys, I mean, I don't know how they do it, to be honest.
And did you see the Andre versus Selecki fight?
So I didn't miss that fight, and I wanted to see that fight bad. What you think?
It was a wide UD. I thought Selecki lost to Rosado.
Yeah. I thought Rosado started late in that fight. I thought he came back to maybe get a draw. But I thought he started late. That's the only reason I'm like, But with the 2 knockdowns, it's like I got to give him a draw. You know what I mean? It was a good fight. It was in Philly. You know what I'm saying? People was happy to see Gabe home. I was happy to see him home. I thought it could have been a draw with him.
I thought they should have stopped it because Selecki kind of like turned.
Yeah. Almost like he didn't want to fight.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I thought they should have stopped it right then.
Yeah.
Who do you want to see, Andre or Charlo fight next?
I'd like to see Charlo and Andre. One of the Charlos and Andre. You know what I mean? Because that's like that's cream of the crop. Andre, that's 60, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 60. So anybody around there, I would like to see him in there with Julian Williams. Anybody that's the best. Hurd, all the best fighters at 54, 60. I would like to see them all mixed up because that's 6 pound difference ain't too much difference. Especially though all those guys are big guys.
It's talks. Kovalev versus Canelo. What do you think?
I think he'll hurt Canelo. I think it'll be a good fight though, but I think 6th round, I think Kovalev will end up hurting Canelo. Canelo get caught with a shot. But at the same time, I can't say that because I see Canelo getting better defensively, and I can see him going into that fight being a little over defensive. So I think he would pick his shots, try to win with a jab or some good movement, still some right hands, but it'll be tough because that's a big dude, and he cracking Kovalev.
Canelo looked good at 168, but against a lower tier opponent.
Yeah.
Do you think his body punching could affect Kovalev?
It could. It could because that's supposedly that's the word on Kovalev that he not in the best conditioning because of his habits outside of the gym. So it could wear on him. You know what I mean? We never know.
How do habits outside of training camp? How does that affect a fighter?
Well, it's all setbacks. So if I spend time off outside of the gym, drinking, smoking, all those things affect me when I get in the ring. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be a little slower. My instincts will be off a little bit. My reaction will be off a little bit. Everything will be off because I'm not constantly in the gym doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So that's how those things, you know what I mean, they affect guys. Having sex and shit like that, take a little juice out of you. You know what I'm saying? The drinking might fuck with your equilibrium a little bit. The smoking might fuck with your breathing. You know what I'm saying? So it depends on the fighter.
You're one of the probably the only guys who are boxing and training both actively.
Training fighters.
Yeah, training fighters.
Yeah.
Like how do you find the time to do both?
Well, the fighting part for me is just like I said, they can call me at a drop of a dime, and as long as the deal sounds good, I'm gonna go ahead and follow through. Because fighting to me is like second nature. I've been fighting all my life. I'm from Philadelphia. I fought in the streets a million times. So when somebody say fight to me, my nerves don't jump. You know what I mean? I don't really see it as a big thing. So coming for a fight, I look the guy up. All right, yeah, we'll take it as long as the money cool. We go down there and we take the fight. Now, me training fighters, that's what I spend most of my time doing. So, you know what I mean? That's where I'm more strategic. That's where I'm more like stressing about the fighters, not myself.
Do you feel like it's easier training because you were a fighter and
I feel like that's like my extra credit, like my extra help. You know what I'm saying? The fact that I was a fighter, because I can see certain things. I know when a fighter bullshit, and I know when they try to play me. You know what I'm saying? To try to lie to me about their weight or whatever, anything.
Okay. Now on to the heavyweights.
Let's go.
Andy Ruiz versus Anthony Joshua.
Oh man, that was shocking for boxing. It wasn't shocking for the people who know the game because. If you know boxing, man, styles make fights first of all. It don't matter about the body. A lot of people were saying, oh, he too fat, he look like shit. He wouldn't be able to do nothing with Joshua. I don't think that's true because the man still got skills, still got an amateur pedigree. So all I saw was, you know what I mean, he went in there, made the fight competitive by not standing in front of Anthony Joshua, not allowing him to do what he wanted. Now, he did get caught with a shot before he started dropping his shit, but he a real fighter, so it didn't affect him. He got up, he shook it off. All right, we're gonna come back from it. It just so happened he landed a great overhand. I mean, the shit started from there. And the only reason it's hype is because of what Joshua looks like and what he brings to the table as far as the fans. He brings a lot of fans. So a lot of tickets over there.
I never seen anything like that.
Yeah.
It was literally 20,000 bricks.
Yeah.
At Madison Square Garden.
Madison Square Garden, and I think Madison Square Garden hold 35. So for him to bring 20 over, that's heavy. And then for him to be fighting a Mexican on the East Coast, that was heavy. So, you know what I mean? The people who know boxing, they know that was possible. The fans, they the ones that shocked because they judging them off of the body shape. Can't do that because Ruiz is a solid fighter. And he's a solid heavyweight with great hand speed.
The rematch is slated for either November or December.
Yeah.
Who wins?
I don't know, man. I gotta go with Ruiz though. He bringing more tools to the table. I don't think Joshua can make enough adjustments in that time to really look super dominant against Ruiz. It's gonna be tough.
You feel like they're making a mistake doing the rematch too early?
Right. Yeah. You should give him some looks, and you should make sure in training that he's making the adjustments first, and then he should get some looks as far as fighters like that fit Ruiz's stature, and he should fight those guys first, and then fight Ruiz again.
You heard the rumor, right?
Yeah.
That Joey knocked him out.
I heard about it, but I ain't get no clarity on it. You know what I'm saying?
From what I hear, there's some validity to it.
I mean, listen, it's not hard to believe only because Joey can punch. So you know what I mean,
Joey's definitely a banger.
I wouldn't put it past him. You know what I mean, I wouldn't say it didn't happen because Joey could crack. And Joey's slick. Anybody know Joey's slick, real slick.
If you're Joshua's trainer, what do you change?
What do I change?
Yeah.
With the weight training, I would leave the weights alone because Joshua can't even hold his hands up for too long. His hands sit at his chest. If you ever watch him, his hands sit at his chest, shoulders real tight, locked, and it's hard for him to get the shots off that he wants. So I would get him nice and loose, fluent. I mean, get him dropping his hands and just. I would have him. If he came to me, I would have him on the bag all day just throwing punches. And I don't want nothing hard. I want you just getting your hands off. A lot of shadow boxing, a lot of head movement, and I'm making him use his legs a lot.
What do you think the ideal weight? Because he weighed in at, I think, 249.
Yeah, 249. The weight is not too bad. I would say 235. Bring him down a little bit. Not a whole lot. 15 pounds is good.
That's why I always thought Wilder would beat him. Because even though Wilder's not technically sound, he walks around, 220, 225?
Yeah, Wilder don't get too big.
And he carries that power because it's so lean to the 12th.
Super lean, tall, accurate right hand, heavy right hand, explosive. You know what I'm saying? I think because he is lean, that's what makes him so fast. You know what I'm saying? And he put everything he got into them shots, man. So he would definitely be dangerous for Joshua.
You saw the Brazil knockout?
Yeah, that was. I mean, I knew that was gonna happen. No, Brazil don't have nothing for anybody, any of those heavyweights like that.
This should sound like a gunshot.
Yeah, that thing was crazy. And I also knew Brazil wasn't on his level when Brazil let him pick his foot up first before he threw the shot. Like you watch him cock this shot, and you still stand there walking into it and then get smacked with it. I mean, that was supposed to happen.
I feel like he didn't, like you said, he didn't do the proper scouting. Because anytime Wilder is on a break, like the ref breaks it, he always throws a hard 1-2, not a fast 1-2.
Well, I think what happens is in fights is you can scout all you want, you can do breakdowns and you can study, but when you in there and your body's warmed up and you've been hit upside the head already, it's kind of hard to stick to the game plan. You know what I'm saying? It take almost you gotta be like somewhat of a genius to stick to the game plan.
Wilder versus Fury.
Wilder Fury, I'm gonna pick Fury every time. Fury's superior boxer. I thought he beat him the first time. The 2 knockdowns, all right, they give him 4 rounds, but out of 12, I still gave the fight to Fury.
Did you have it? Was it close?
I mean, with the 2 knockdowns, 8-4.
Yeah, the 8-4?
Yeah, 2 knockdowns.
I had a 7-5 Fury.
7-5 still. Yeah. I mean, Fury is a great boxer, great skills, fast hands, very elusive, and we never seen a guy 6'9" move like that. Not even in basketball, football, nothing. So I mean, he just, I don't know, man. I don't think no heavyweight could beat Fury right now. Not right now.
So you have him decision in Wilder in the rematch?
Again, same thing.
I think Wilder stops him, yo.
No. I mean, you entitled to that opinion. Wilder is becoming more and more confident every fight, especially when he do a guy like he did Brazil. I don't blame you, but I just I'm a fan of the art. So when I see Fury in there against Wilder. Every time I'm gonna go with Fury.
Now, on down to 147, probably the deepest division in boxing.
One of them, yeah.
You got Thurman versus Pacquiao. How do you see that going?
Thurman Pacquiao. I mean, Pacquiao is the older man. He's, I'm seeing the age. Everybody, you know, some people still love him for what he has done, but I see him slowing down a little bit. I still like Pacquiao, a fan of him, but Thurman, I think it's his time. I think the fight with Josecito Lopez was just him getting the rust off. He back. He'll get better. The more time he spend in the gym, I think he'll edge Pacquiao in 12 rounds.
12 rounds?
Yeah, edge him 8-4.
Do you think the Novada testing plays a role?
It definitely play a role, because one thing we definitely know about boxing right now, these guys is fucking around with these steroids and enhancements and whatever else there is out there. We know that for a fact.
Errol Spence, Sean Porter. How do you see
Sean Porter, I think, is a great fight. I can't wait till the fight happens, because I think a lot of people was counting Sean Porter out. Errol Spence is a mean dog, very determined, and he does have different tools. But people who talking about Sean Porter like Sean Porter ain't shit. Sean Porter one of them fighters that been through it all, so you gotta respect him. At the same time, nobody never knocked Sean Porter out. So one thing I know he coming to do is fight. I got it a 50-50 fight right now.
All right. Last question. Bud, Errol Spence.
Bud, Errol Spence, I'm going with Bud, because Bud has a deeper trunk. What I mean by that is, got more tools in his trunk. If you want box, we can box. If you want to fight, we can fight. If you want to get slick, we can get slick. If you want to get dirty, we can get dirty. Bud bring it all to the table. And he got sneaky punch on him. Real sneaky punch.
Do you think Spence being a natural 147 and Bud coming up in weight, does that play a role?
We can say that play a role, but they men at the end of the day. So we don't know who's gonna be who when they show up. And Bud, everybody always say natural, but Bud blow up to about 75, 70 when he ain't really like on his game.
How do you see that? You see it going 12 or a stoppage?
Somebody get hurt. Somebody gonna get hurt, because what's gonna happen is the energies in the ring are gonna be too great. Somebody gonna pull that trigger. Somebody gonna really go hard, and they either gonna run into something or they gonna land their shit. Somebody get hurt in that fight. But I like Bud.
People are calling that the Hearns versus Leonard of our time.
Could be. I think we'll find out in 2021.
2021?
That's when I think that fight gonna happen. 2021, not just yet. I think they're gonna hold off, because over at PBC, you still got Danny Garcia, you still got Sean Porter, even though they're about to fight, but you still got Sean Porter, you still got Danny Garcia, and you still got Keith Thurman and Pacquiao doing business now. So you never know what happens.
The dust settles. Who's left standing at 147?
Bud.
Bud?
I think Bud the best 47 in the world.
As far as fighters go, who you got right now?
My favorite fighter?
No, it's your fighters that you're training.
Oh, I got a 147-pound Paul Crow, 4-0, 4 knockouts. We got 135-pound Stephen Fulton. He's 2-0, 1 draw, 1 knockout. I work side by side with Javon Woodard. You see me working with him. He get ready to make his pro debut. I got Todd, I think, made light heavyweight, 11-1, 1 draw, but I think 5 knockouts. Let me see. Who else we got down here?
Him right here, he's about to make his debut?
Yeah, he's making his debut. Javon Woodard's making his debut July 27th on the Tank undercard.
Yo.
Yeah. Javon. Yeah, he making his debut on the 27th.
How you feel about your debut?
I'm ready, man. I've been working with this for about 4 months now. My last opponent pulled out May 17th, so.
That's a big card to be debuting on, man. Any pressure?
Nah, ain't no pressure. I've been doing this all my life. I'm ready, comfortable.
Greg, you know the opponent?
Yeah, we checked him out. I actually forgot his name, no disrespect to him. But I believe he had a 1-6 record, but a tough guy, never been stopped. Boy, he stopped one time.
But never knocked out.
Yeah, never knocked out. Y'all stopped one time on it. Well, he was still standing, referee TKO, because he wasn't able to return. The guy was a little bigger than him. Definitely tough. I think it's a good matchup for him for his debut because he a tough guy. So to see the two styles mesh, I think we support for a fight like that for his first fight. Because he could have got an easier touch. Where he could have got a guy that was 1-8 and got knocked out 7 times. That's what a lot of guys do. But this guy, then he fight. Yeah, he not really a lay down guy. So I like him.
What's the prediction for the fight?
Knock him out. Get first.
Okay, I like
Get
it.
him out of there.
Like it. What's the weight gonna be?
122 pounds, I believe.
122 pounds? You look kind of big for 122 pounds.
Big heart.
Yeah.
Lastly, thoughts about the Cold War of boxing. You got ESPN, you got DAZN, you got Showtime and Fox. Do you feel like the networks are good for boxing?
The networks are great for boxing because you get to see who's out there. The bad part about it is you might not see two guys fight for 10 years because of the business side.
Contract.
Yeah, so that's the part that's like, you know what I mean? But it's good because you constantly seeing boxing on TV. Anything that's like promoting it and putting it out there is always good. You know what I mean? But the part where it's hard to match the fighters up because of the business and the networks, that part gets tough.
You got anything to say to the fans?
Catch me Lot 27, Baltimore on the Devontae Davis on the card. Pro debut. Knockout. My word.
All right, we out, y'all.